Hello Internet, my name is Vic. My voice is only this deep because I've just woken up. There's things that I've been needing to address for several years. One of them being trauma. And I know I joke about trauma and I use that as part of my material for anything that I want to be funny. And that's just how I am. That's how I cope, is with dark humor. And that is dark humor, not racism or sexism or homophobia or transphobia or ableist. They're not dark humor. They're people just being assholes and slapping dark humor on it. Stop doing that. It's not funny. What is funny is joking about something that's your own trauma. If you've experienced it and if you've gone through it, you can say whatever the fuck you want about it, if it's yours. If it's yours. Mental health is extremely important. There's a lot of people that don't want to talk about mental health. There's a lot of people that want to ignore mental health and say, it's not real, you're just crazy, or it's not real, you're just emotional, and you don't know how to handle yourself. Tumblr was the birth of this, I think. Mental illness is cute complex. It's not cute. It's not fun. It is scary as fuck. For all you neurotypical people, nothing wrong with being neurotypical, you just have it a lot easier in the mind. Imagine not having any control of your thoughts. You can try, and sometimes you can push them out, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, distractions, go ahead, just distract yourself with something. It's a lot harder because people are at home. You know what I'm saying? And mental health has really become a focal point because people can't distract themselves anymore. They can't leave the house. They do, some of them, but they shouldn't. At least not without a mask and without being safe about it. But a lot of people don't give a fuck in America, so here we are. Imagine not being able to stop thoughts that are dark, thoughts that are harmful to you or to others. Not being able to stop thoughts that make you feel like shit. Imagine waking up and looking in the mirror telling you every day that you're ugly. Whatever the case may be, whatever your insecurity is, what if they just point that out to you constantly? You'd get rid of the mirror, right? But if it's your mind, you can't just get rid of your mind. You can't just trade it out for another one. This one didn't work, doc. Give me a new one. You know, you can't do that. I've been struggling with depression and anxiety, and I've said that several times in several of my videos. This is me. I can't be anybody else. I may have changed physically over the years. I may have grown in the department of several things. I paint my fingernails now, only black, but I do paint them now. And that's something I was afraid to do as a child, you know, but I've grown. And I've grown, you know? But there's one thing in my brain that's keeping me from fully growing, and it's my mental illness. And I'm not medicated. I've never been medicated. So I took the steps to get medicated. Just like my testosterone journey, I like making that kind of content. I like making updates on something that I'm doing. All I have to do is talk about what's going on and maybe help somebody else who needs it, who needs someone else's personal experience to clarify, okay, this is something I want to try, or this is something that I think is for me. And keep in mind, if it's not, that's okay, we're different people. But if I can help one person, just one, I've done what I wanted to do, and I will continue to do it. I like helping people. Maybe it's the Libra in me, wanting balance and wanting everyone to have an equal way and an equal opportunity to be themselves and express themselves however they want, because it's their life and they can do whatever they want that makes them comfortable, that makes them feel like they can exist without being afraid, without worrying about others, without feeling disconnected from yourself. I plan on updating on my mental journey to getting better and being better for myself, because it's about damn time, you know? I can't expect others to respect me and, you know, regard me as a human being if I don't even do it to myself. And I think the hardest part of this whole entire thing, this stance of not being medicated, is I've known that I needed to be medicated since like 2012, when I first started going to therapy. I've known that, but my therapist couldn't prescribe me medication. My mental illness was like, it's too much to tell a whole another person your trauma and to get the medicine you need. It's too much. Or it's too expensive. And I'm not good with money. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm using Cerebral, and I'm not sponsored by them right now. But it's just online, and you do like a self-evaluation almost, and it asks you a series of questions, like basically your thought patterns, what you think, if it's depressive, if it's sad, if it's lonely, you know what I mean? It's a mental breakdown, and then it tells you at the end of the questionnaire how extreme these levels are, and mine were extreme, because I know, and that's what I was going to say. The problem has been not, lately, the problem has not been what's going on, why am I so moody, or why one day am I depressed and the next day I'm like manic as fuck and I want to just do shit, and then within 6 hours I'm depressed again. What is that about? You know what I mean? Like right now I may seem manic because I am, but it's also nice out, you know, like seasonal depression left and that feels better, but regular depression is still here. I've been self-aware of my mental illness. I'm not sure if there's several. Been lately questioning ADHD. I mean, my mom is even telling me, yeah, I'm undiagnosed for sure. And I'm like, if you're undiagnosed, then I am definitely undiagnosed, and I also have it. I've been self-aware of having mental illness. And I've been self-aware that I need to be medicated because I've been told by a medical professional that I need to be medicated. So I'm like, I need to be medicated. But that's all I've done. All I've done is been enlightened to the fact that I need to be medicated. I've never taken the steps. And I've gotten close to taking the steps. My mental has changed as a part of testosterone and taking that for 2 years and 4 months. So I know that has contributed to some of my mental growth. But I also know that the other mental illness that is not medicated is holding back the mental growth part of the testosterone. So it's like a pull. And there's this friction inside my brain, and that friction is the depression. And it's there, and I know that. And I might have other things. Depression causes a lot of other things, and a lot of other things tie into depression. I think being aware that is what it is, and this is what's wrong, and when it happens, I'm like, if I only would get medicated, I would be fine. I would regulate. I would get to the point where I could feel somewhat neurotypical for the first time in my life. The first time since I can remember. I don't know if I've always had depression, but I did have a rough childhood. I grew up trans youth. I just didn't know the word for it at the time, but I was a trans youth. You see how the trans youth are being treated now. This has got to stop. I really have been ready for this for several years now. My mental illness stops me. It stops me from getting help, but now I'm getting help. And I'm going to keep everyone updated on that. And you know what, while I'm at it, while I'm talking about it, I'm also going to start working out. I mean it this time. But I ordered this thing, and it's resistance bands, and it's like a bar, and it equates to, I think, 180 pounds, so it's almost like a bench press. It can be that if you want. You could stand on it, pull ups, you could do like chest flies, you could do all kinds of things with it, and I'm planning on doing that to bulk up here and help with my chest. So I'm going to keep everyone updated on the workout thing. As soon as that gets here, probably I'm going to start like making short little videos of workouts that I do, and maybe I'll make something like that. I also plan on, updating on my mental health, and as I go through that, adulting is a lot, and I'm taking baby steps by taking care of myself first. I know my mental health, not being medicated and not being like in the right state of, okay, let's get this done, because it's like I'm halfway there. I'm like, I have these responsibilities. I am an adult. I have to go to work. I have to earn money. But then I can't. So, because my mental illness is holding me back. So I know as soon as I get medicated, I'll be able to actually push forward. So, stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.